Well, good morning to you. I believe it's day 150 and heading out on the trail today, doing about 19 and a half miles. The highlight today will be Stratton Mountain. I'll be going up and over Stratton today. It's a ski mountain. I don't know whether we'll actually get on the very peak of it or not, but that's my first headache today. Well, the only real headache, honestly. If you look at the trail, it goes flat for about a mile, then I start climbing for about 4 or 5 miles up to the top of Stratton, and then after that it is a fairly gentle, well, it's a steep downhill off of Stratton, not too steep. It's not going to be a rock scramble, I don't think, but a climb down off Stratton, and then it's kind of a gentle walk back down to wherever it is that I'm getting picked up. I don't remember the number. It's a Forest Service road, I think, maybe 10. Stops is going to go set up there and cook today, so I'll have a ride waiting for me when I get there. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate Sir Stops a lot and Trail Angel Steve for all the shuttling they've done for us. And wow, whoops, got a rock. They have been absolutely more than kind to us, trying to work us up the trail and get us some miles in. I was looking yesterday, and we've been 7 days without a 0 day. The shortest day in there was 11 and a half, but all the others have been fairly respectable. So we're getting some mileage in this week, since we've got them to kind of ferry us around and we don't have to carry our whole packs. So that's been really nice. We're trying to get as much in now, because I know that we're going to slow down when we get to New Hampshire. You always do, because it's just so steep and rugged there. Everybody cuts down probably to half their normal miles, so a 10 or 12 mile day will be a long, hard day for us when we get in the whites. But we'll take care of that when we get to that point and not worry about it today. So thanks for joining us, and I'll show you what I see up the trail. Well, we've got a bridge here over this river here. I don't think it's the River Kwai, but anyway, neat little mountain creek here, rushing and bubbling. Going both ways, of course, and we're moving on out. I've already passed my first hiker this morning. I'm not sure where she stayed last night. Probably there's a shelter just shy of the roadway there. She probably came from there. We've met her a few times. Her name's Vista. But I was rambling down through the woods, and she was thinking, oh gosh, I'm so glad you're a person instead of a bear. So there's the answer to that question. But anyway, moving on up the trail. Won't be long before I start my ascent of Stratton Mountain. And that's going to last about 4.5 miles. Hopefully it'll be gradual. It'd be kind of nice to not have a lot of mud. But the trail's in front of me, and I've got to walk it, whatever it is. So we'll take it one step at a time. Well, I think I'm close to the top of Stratton. This cabin here, if my memory serves, I read that there used to be some caretakers up here that would stay and tell folks about the history of the mountain and that sort of a thing. They have since retired, but oh, well, yeah, there you go. Definitely at the top. So there's the tower here at the top of Stratton. Without a fence, I'm not going to climb it because I cannot tolerate heights. Supposed to be really good views up there, and I'm going to have to trust that there are, but that's, sorry to let my YouTube audience down, you guys, but I just don't do heights like that very good. Especially, well, I just don't. So anyway, maybe we'll have a view or two up here. I feel like we surely must. I don't know that we actually get on the ski side of the mountain necessarily. But there's our tower. So made it to the top of Stratton Mountain, and to be truthful, the rest of the day should be a fairly gradual downhill. I mean, we may have a little bit of a steep thing going down off of this, but should be the rest of the day relatively straightforward. And honestly, this climb up this thing was gradual as is. I mean, it's one of the most gradual things that we've done. I was worried about, oh geez, I'm going to climb a ski mountain. I want to zoom in on this. This has always been a credo of mine. It's not the fall, it's the sudden stop at the bottom. So yeah, definitely not climbing today. I'll find the trail north. I think it goes to the left right here. And we're still we're still on the long trail. Vermont's long trail, I think I remember the number is 281 miles. It goes for a while with the AT, and then it will separate off. And I don't know a lot about it, but my knowledge is that once it separates from the AT, it gets a lot more arduous of a path. You know, there's places where you're jumping over rock crevices and things like that. Not something that appeals to me at all. So I'll follow the long trail as long as it's coincidental with the Appalachian Trail, but I'm going to stick with the White Blazes going north to Maine once they separate. And anyway, hopefully the rest of the day will be not too huge of a deal. This puts me at 6 or 6.5 miles already, I think, today, which is kind of nice. And hopefully the rest of the afternoon will be not a big deal at all. I've made it up here with better time, I think. I haven't looked at my watch because sometimes I hike better just hiking until I get tired and not worrying about time or distance or rate or any of those weird mathematical things that sometimes occupy my mind. I didn't look at the trail coming up because I didn't want to see a really, really steep section all of a sudden looming in front of me and get freaked out by it. But such a section never came, for which I'm grateful. So, working my way down off of Stratton Mountain now. I wanted to pause and show you this, and I maybe have come too far down. So I just passed, just up as far as you can see right here in the middle of the screen, a spring that was coming out just beside the trail, and the spring is running down the trail right here. And we've got a little bit of a log. We've got some rocks that we can step on. There's a few little, not waterfalls, but little dribbles, and it keeps going. It's going to wind off to the left right here. They've directed it off the trail. But these kinds of places I think are just really special to me, especially to see how it's going through right here through the moss. You can see it dribbling down right there. And just really, really thick moss going down the way here. Well, I'm going to call this one the mountain stream of the day. We're just coming down, and I heard it as I was walking up to it. Truly gorgeous. We've got moss on the rocks. We've got a nice bridge here that we're traversing. And a nice little pool right there if I felt like I needed a bath. And I'm guessing I'm getting probably close to Stratton Pond. I've looked at my phone, my clock for the first time in, well, all day probably, honestly. And just based on the time that it is, I think I probably am about to be to Stratton Pond. So probably will sit down there and eat a little bit when I get to that spot. And then I'll proceed with my day. Well, I just passed a turnoff, a blue blaze for the Stratton Pond Trail. And I'm not sure whether I'll wind up going past the pond or not. Just staying on the AT. But I am close. Said that we're 10 miles from the road, which says I'm 9.5 miles in, which is about what I had figured. And that means I'll get 10 by 12 today. But I'm going to have to look at the map and see, you know, am I going to go by the pond, or should I just go ahead and find a good rock to sit down and eat on? Because it is about time for me to have a snack. So I'll check that in a bit and make progress forward. Well, here's the first water feature from the afternoon for you. Water coming down underneath these boulders and making its appearance right here. We've got a nice little pool right here that's a few feet across. And it just keeps heading on downhill as water is off to do. The whole gravity thing. And our trail is going to go up and around right here and keep plowing along. Mostly flat this afternoon, not a real huge deal. And it's been easy hiking so far, knock wood. Well, we're hiking down this dirt road right here. This is the first time I have laughed out loud. I was coming down the road here, and all of a sudden I'm seeing this sign right here. Watch for hikers. Warning. I would think caution perhaps would be the better word there, but I've met some hikers, so maybe warning is the right word there. I'm about 5.5 miles from the end of my day. Coming down this dirt road, I'm going to cut up in the woods here just in a minute. maybe right down here, but there's supposed to be something I think called Prospect Rock. I'm not sure if it's on the trail or a trail to it or what. Just ran into Smokey and Bagel, who have been acquaintances of mine for the last couple of weeks or so. We stayed first together at the pizza parlor place that we stayed in the back of. Okay, so I've got a double blaze right there. That is that the trail? I thought I was gonna be turning to the right, but I guess I'm turning to the left. I guess my trail goes here. I'm gonna find a white blaze somewhere before I go far. I'll pull out my map. Interesting. Maybe this is Prospect Rock right down here. But I'm not seeing a blaze. So anyway, I'm gonna walk down this way and see if that's what I'm looking at. And then after that, I'll check my map and go forward. Anyway, we ran into Smokey and Bagel at the pizza parlor where we stayed in the back of a couple of 3 weeks ago. And we've been bumping into each other ever since, because they with two other hikers are kind of, one couple hikes northbound and the other hikes south. And they swap keys at midday or something like that. Anyway, they're they wind up staying in the same place, and they're doing a lot of slack packing. So anyway, it's good to see them. This is Prospect Rock, I've got to believe. And I bet you there's going to be a view over this. Oh, holy cow, yes there is. I believe I'll step up a little bit. I'm not going to get too crazy on the climbing here on the sheer edge, but nice view right there over Prospect Rock. There's the ridge line that we've come off of right up there, I'm sure. And then the town's down here in the bottom. And the mountains seem to be getting bigger the further up we go. And I think that's going to keep happening. We'll do what we got in front of us. Well, here's this afternoon's water feature. Right up here, we've got water coming down the rock. I think you can see that. Making this creek right here. And it's gonna make a nice little pool right there that's about a foot deep. And I think it's got a waterfall down here. I hear it running down the rocks. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I don't want to get too close, but holy cow. Look at this. All right, I'm going to take you down there. I'm not going down there. I'm going to take you with the phone. So the water's running loose right here. Rolls across there. And then there's all these rock faces that it's just running down right there. This is gorgeous. I've not seen anything like this yet. I'm so glad I came today. That is so beautiful. And so soothing. If you were camped right beside of this and the water running all night, it would just be so restful to be parked by such a little waterfallish kind of a thing. Truly a gorgeous afternoon. It's been great weather for hiking today. Temperature's been in the mid 70s. Not a whole lot of a breeze, but gosh, with the temperature the way that it's been fine. I'm getting close to the end. I'd say within a mile and a half or so. And I'll let you know if we see anything else of interest, but right now the trail goes that way. Well, I think we're at the end of the hike. Lots of traffic going by pretty fast, but I think this is my trailhead. I'm figuring stops and Steve are across the street over there in the parking area. And we'll duck out here and head back to the hotel in a nice shower. It's been a good hike today. Not too hot. Done my miles reasonably quickly. It's, let's see what time it is. I can't get my sleeve off my shirt, but I think it's probably around 4. So pretty decent day for 18 and a half or 19 miles. 19 and a half, I don't remember. I'm gonna duck across and get a drink and head on in. Well, we've made it back to the hotel by way of Walmart. I got my glasses adjusted because they got knocked around a little bit by a tree limb. And hopefully we got that problem solved up. They, seem to be fitting a little bit better. Hopefully they're not going to bug my left ear, which has been bothering me for, I don't know, a while. So hopefully that adjustment is what we needed. If not, we'll be back there in a few days. So anyway, we're going to wrap the day up. It was a good day of hiking today. Weather was beautiful. It was 75 degrees and sunny all day long. We've got about a 17 and a half mile slack pack tomorrow, and we look forward to you joining us then. So we'll see you first thing in the morning. Take care.